All right, so what is SEO and why is it important? In order to really understand that, I want to tell a little story about inbound marketing and how important inbound marketing is. And in order to do that, I want to talk about, well, so what's inbound marketing? Well, let's talk first about what's outbound marketing. So outbound marketing are techniques that are very much interruption-based or sort of distraction-based. And these are marketing techniques where really you're trying to kind of get in your customer's face a little bit and almost be slightly annoying in order to get their attention. So things like inside sales, people doing telemarketing and making cold calls, that's definitely an outbound-based marketing technique. Doing things like trade shows and seminars, print advertising, and definitely direct mail and email blasts and things like that are all very outbound techniques. And these techniques were very effective back in the time when consumers didn't have as much control over how they were consuming information, and people that were doing purchasing for businesses didn't have as much control over how they were researching products and consuming information as well. But that's really changed a lot, and what's really changed is the Internet. So with the arrival of the Internet and other technologies, people are able to access this type of information, so information about products or services that they may want to buy for themselves or for their business, much more easily. And they can do this because they can just go to Google or any other search engine and ask a question. They can go through the blogosphere and look at a bunch of blogs that talk about their particular area of interest. They can go onto social networks and they can ask their friends for recommendations for different types of marketing services or other professional services as well. And so we really feel like at Hubspot that there's a notion of something called inbound marketing. And these are techniques that help prospects who are already interested in what you're selling, but so to basically help those prospects find you. And so these techniques are things like doing SEO, search engine optimization, which we're going to talk about today, pay-per-click advertising, getting involved in blogging in the blogosphere, using social media and sort of doing some viral buzz kind of marketing tactics for your company, and then combining all of that with very targeted landing pages and then using marketing analytics to really understand what's going on. And all this really supports that new process where customers, and I mean that customers both in a business and a consumer sense, have so much more control. Everyone has caller ID on their phone, so you don't answer your phone if you don't recognize the number. You've got spam blockers on your email. You've got a TiVo or DVR on your TV, so you can fast forward through advertisements on television. More and more, people are able to block out all of that outbound marketing, and so these inbound marketing techniques have much higher ROI and they're a lot more effective. And really, the cornerstone to inbound marketing is search engine optimization. And so why is this? Well, this is because, especially in the B2B scenario, and even to a pretty great extent in the B2C scenario, most buyers are starting in search engines, and in B2B especially, they tend to start in Google. So this is data from Marketing Sherpa, and they did an analysis of people doing purchasing in the IT arena, but they've done other analysis in other areas as well that are very similar. And 98% during the very early stages of their purchasing cycle went to Google and did a Google search. In fact, 83% said they always did it, and 15% said they sometimes did it. So just a huge amount of people, and you'll see the top bar on this chart is very different from all those other information sources. So really, people are using search engines to a great extent. So I'd encourage you to think about doing a search in Google for, city in your industry, or your industry in a certain city, or your industry in a city or state, and just see what shows up. And if you can't find your company, then I'd really challenge you to think about what strategies you can, use in order to get found, because most of your best buyers that are looking to buy your products are already doing this.